I know I wrote a book, right? It's called Buy a Game, and it's free. Click the link down there, you got it.
DreAllDay.com.
Some experiences that can help you out. So I'm gonna tell you what you should do right now with the rest of your life, business-wise. This is what you should do. How you gonna figure it out? I'm gonna give you 3 steps, and after these 3 steps, you're gonna know exactly what you should do because you're gonna apply everything I say to your personal situation. Number 1, what is the thing that people are always coming to you for help for? People are always coming to you for assistance. People are always coming to you as if you are the world's expert at this thing. What is that one thing? What's the one thing you always find when people come to you, when people see you as the person who knows everything, when they see you as the one who has all the answers, when they are always coming to you trying to get you to help them out, but they ain't trying to pay you for it? What is that thing that you're always doing? What do you always find yourself helping other people out with, but you ain't got it set up where people are actually paying you for it and it's a full-fledged business? Or maybe it is, but maybe it's not your whole business. What is that thing? So you got to ask yourself, what is that thing that you always seem to be helping people out with? I know a woman who, it seems like every person she meets, they want her to be like their life coach or their business coach. They want her to be like the person, like, tell me what I should do professionally. Tell me how I could do better in my business. Tell me how I can run this company better. Tell me, I just want to shadow you. Other women come to her like, yo, I just want to shadow you because, you could teach me how to dress. You could teach me how to conduct myself, how to deal with men, how to talk to people. It seems like she's always being asked to coach people. And I'm like, yo, why don't you just become a coach? Why don't you just become a business coach or just a personal coach or a life, whatever you want to call it. Just become a coach because everybody's always asking you to coach them. Whatever else you're working on right now, that's cool. But listen, you need to be a coach full time because all people are asking you to do is coach them. So if you're the type of person people are always asking you for advice on how to deal with their relationships, maybe you could become a relationship coach. People always asking you, how do you get in shape? How do you stay in such great shape? What do you eat so that you stay so ripped? Then maybe you can start making meal plans for people. But think about, what is it that people are always asking you to do? And it might not have anything to do with what you do work-wise. So number 1, ask yourself, what are people always asking you to do? Number 2, and this is very important, you want to merge all these together. Number 2 is this: what are you spending all your time and energy doing? What are you doing all the time with your time and energy? Where are you spending your time? See, people sometimes say follow your passion, but I heard Mark Cuban say, no, don't follow your passion, follow your energy. Follow where you're spending your energy. What do you do if you don't have to work? When you got a day off from work, or you had a week off from work, or you just didn't have to work anymore, what would you do? What do you spend your time doing when you don't have to be doing anything? When you're not working for money, you're not working because somebody asked you to, you're not working because you feel like you have to, but you are doing work. What's that work? Where are you spending your energy at all times? Answer that question. You don't have to find it, just answer it because you're doing something. What are you spending your time doing? Are you Snapchatting? Are you writing? Are you walking dogs? Are you just talking to people? Are you watching TV? What are you spending your energy on? Because where your energy goes, that's the thing that you're, number 1, interested in. Number 2, you're probably good at it because you're putting a lot of time and energy into it. So number 2, what is the thing you're spending a lot of time and energy on? And number 3 thing is this: if you didn't have to work, if you did not have to work for money, you had all the money you needed. Let's just say every job in the world said, look, we are going to adopt a $1 million base pay for every job. So there's no commission, there are no bonuses. Everybody in the world, whatever job you do, whatever business you run, doesn't matter what position you in, you make $1 million. Everybody gets exactly $1 million no matter what you do. So if you dig ditches, you get $1 million. If you play basketball, you get $1 million. If you sell cars, you get $1 million. If you work in a sweatshop, you get $1 million. Everybody just gets $1 million a year salary, period. What would you do? What kind of work would you do? It's because money's no longer a factor because you're going to get the same amount of money no matter where you work. So now it's just a question of what do you actually like doing. But yes, everybody has to do something. So you can't just do nothing. Everybody has to pick something. What would you do if money was not an option, that money was not a factor in your decision? What would you spend your time doing? Now, you take those 3 things. What's the thing that people are always asking you for help for, or they seem to think you're an expert at, number 1. Number 2, where are you spending all your time and energy? And number 3, if money wasn't a factor, what would you be doing? Because I know almost everybody if you think about it right now, you ask them why they work, where they work, most of them are going to say because that's the job that they could get. It's a job that pays the bills because they pay this much money. A lot of people do work because it has something to do with money, not necessarily because they like it, not necessarily that they're good at it, or they would do anything that has anything to do with it if they weren't getting paid for it. So if you want to get out of that, you want to make sure you're not one of those people. You don't want to be 60 years old like, damn, I just spent the last 40 years of my life working on something that I didn't even like and I only did it to get a check, and all these things that I loved, I didn't even put any time and energy into it. You don't want to be that person. So you're going to take these three principles that I'm giving you here, 3 principles of discovery, because you got to take these and ask yourself these questions. Once you discover yourself, once you know yourself, then you can take these and you know exactly what you need to do with the rest of your life, period. If you answer those 3 questions, you know exactly what you should be doing, work-wise, business-wise, money-wise, vocation-wise, for the rest of your life. Now that you know what that is, you might need to know, well, how do I implement it? How do I actually start doing these things? How do I actually take this thing that I've identified through your magnificent steps here, Dre? How do I figure out what to do? How do I start? What's the first step? What's the second step? How do I get customers? How do I make money doing this? Well, guess what? You came to the right place. You couldn't have been here at a better time, because all you're going to do is swipe to the right. You're going to follow me here on Periscope, because I talk about that, how to build your brand around doing what you actually like doing, what you're actually good at, and what you actually choose to spend time on, even if money didn't have anything to do with it. I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that, because I teach branding, I teach marketing, I teach building that business around what you actually enjoy, because that's what I've done. I enjoy talking on live streams. I enjoy making YouTube videos. I enjoy speaking in front of audiences. I enjoy basketball. I enjoy writing. I enjoy all these things. I created a business out of it. I'm going to show you how to do the exact same thing, even if your business has nothing to do with any of the things that I'm doing, because there's a formula for it. There's a strategy. It's universal. It will apply to anyone as long as you're smart enough to listen, follow the information, and take the steps. And then, of course, you got to do the work. And then what you're going to bring to the table is some actual skills, but that's already going to be covered. So everybody, my name's Dre all day. If I can take a question or two, I will take questions. Thank you for tapping the screen with the hearts, whoever that is, tapping the screen with the hearts. If y'all got questions, go ahead and post a question. I'll take a question or two right now as I'm trying to get out of traffic. Well, I'm not trying to get out of traffic. I'm just trying to get through traffic, because traffic's going to be traffic. We're just getting through traffic right now. If you're on Miami Beach, you're welcome to come to Toastmasters Miami Beach tonight. How old am I? I'm 34 years old. My birthday, February 3rd, 1982. So I'm going to be 35 next February. I expect a gift from you since you're asking when my birthday is. You can go to Amazon.com. Actually, I ain't got a wish list on Amazon. What's the difference between motivation and empowering? Is there a difference? Absolutely, there's a difference. Motivation is when somebody comes to you. Motivation is like if you was trying to run, but you were tired, and I came and got behind you and just started pushing you so that you started moving forward because I'm pushing you. That's motivation. Empowering is me giving you some knowledge, skills, expertise, and information that you take it and you choose to make yourself start running again, even though you're tired because of the information I gave you. Some people call that inspiration, but I call it more empowering, because you can empower people. You can empower people just to think better. You can empower people to make more money. You can empower people to just be smarter. You can empower people just with information that they didn't have before. So that's the difference between motivating and empowering, if that answers your question. How do you stay motivated? The way to stay motivated, listen, all motivation is, first let's figure out what motivation is, because people always ask me, how do you stay motivated? I should have turned left right there. People always ask me that question, how do you stay motivated? Here's the thing. First of all, you got to understand what motivation is. Motivation is having a goal that's compelling enough to move you to action. That's all motivation is. So when you have a goal that is compelling enough, compelling meaning you're interested enough in that goal that you will take action to get towards it, that means you're motivated. So the only way to be motivated is to have a goal or goals that are compelling enough to make you move even when you don't feel like moving. Make you make a phone call when you don't feel like making phone calls. Make you go to the gym when you don't feel like going to the gym. So you have to have the right goals. See, if somebody has the goal of losing 20 pounds, but it's not compelling enough to them, losing 20 pounds is just not that important to them, they won't go to the gym even when they know they should be going to the gym. They're not motivated just because of the goals. So the better your goals are, how to formulate it. The better you formulate your goals, the more likely you are to be motivated. So you have to have the right goals to be motivated. You have no goals and you're motivated, you're just going to have a whole lot of energy but getting nothing done. You'll be a motivated idiot is what they call it. You don't want to be a motivated idiot. You want to be motivated to actually get something done. Does that answer your question? Whoever that was that asked what's the difference between motivation and goals? or motivation and no, how do you stay motivated was the question. That's how you stay motivated. Get some compelling goals and make you do something. And then if and when you reach that goal, make sure you're setting new goals as you go along. And you can set small goals in between too. What do I think about being a student, athlete, and an entrepreneur at the same time towards energy? Well, number one thing, you're going to have to learn how to manage your time. You have to manage time very well, because being an athlete, you got to put time towards that, towards the team. You got to put time towards your individual skills. And you got to put some time at least towards your business. I would say work on your business spare time / part-time until you have proven that it's a viable business. And when I say proven that it's a viable business, that translates into plain English as you have customers who are willing to pay for whatever it is you're offering, your product or service. If nobody's willing to pay for it, you don't have a business. So do that spare time. Like when you got an extra hour or two a day, you do that. Do I think protein drinks are good after working out? That question is a loaded question that I can't answer it black and white just off that information. It depends on who the person is, what they're working out for, what kind of protein drink, what kind of workout they're doing, what their goals are, what their body weight is, what kind of exercises they're going for, what are they trying to accomplish. A lot of things go into that. I do not speak French. So protein drinks being good or pre-workout being good is neither good nor bad. It's neutral. It depends on how it's being used and by whom it's being used and what else that person is doing. How do you go about getting money to start a business? Get customers. You don't have to get money to start the business. You start the business by getting customers. Customers give you money in exchange for your product or service. So you don't need money to start a business, ladies and gentlemen. You just need a good idea and you need a customer. If you got a good idea and a customer, you have a business. All right. Without that, if you got a whole bunch of money and an idea, that doesn't mean you have a business. You ain't got shit. You just got a whole bunch of money and an idea. It's not a business until somebody gives you money in exchange for what you offer. If anybody didn't take advantage of that Hoop Handbook Spring discount, yeah, this is the last day. Use code 150, written out in words, ONEFIFTY, 150. 150 worth of product, you get 80% off. 150. 150 words spelled out. I got somebody texting me. All right. Can I take any other questions? These are good questions, actually. I think I get better questions when the crowd is smaller. First strength training. Excuse me. That's what's up. Good stuff. You're interested in more than one thing? Okay. Should I do it all or cancel some out? How old are you? You're interested in more than one thing. How old are you? What stage are you at in life? Are you in college? You in high school? What you doing? You 17? No, you should be interested in a whole bunch of things at 17. I'd rather talk to a 17-year-old who's interested in 10 things than a 17-year-old who is interested in nothing. So yeah, try them all out. Try them all out and see what fits you. You'll find it out. You'll figure it out. I'm trying to get more explosive by basketball by doing squats, deadlifts, and jumping. You could probably get a program I got called the Jump Manual. Go to dreallday.com/jump. And when you get that program, send me the receipt. I will give you some free programs from my other site called hoophandbook.com. So that's why you should get it through me. You already got Jump Manual? Did you do it? Did you do the program? All 12 weeks? You're welcome, Chris Original. Try everything out, man. Try everything. You don't want to die saying, look, what if I would have tried that? I don't even know if I would have liked it. You want to know. You need to know. Yeah, dreallday.com/jump is Jump Manual. And when you get it, send me the receipt that you get via email, and I'll send you some free programs from my basketball workout site. No doubt. Can I take any other questions? These are some of the best questions I've gotten in the Periscope stream in a minute, and there's not even that many people in here. So now I know the key. I need to get a small group, and then I get some good questions. When there's like 100 people in here, I get a lot of people saying a lot of dumb shit. Trolls. Any other questions here? No, don't think about it. Because see, when people start thinking about questions, when people start fishing for questions, that's when people start asking dumb questions. Not saying that would be you. But that's what happens sometimes. People just start coming up with questions just because. You don't have to do that. I'm slim at the moment, but I want to get bigger by summer. How do I go about it? All right, number one thing you have to do, and this is number one thing you got to do without knowing anything about you, is you must consume more calories than you burn. That's the number one thing. If you want to gain weight, you must consume more calories than you burn. All right, this is a scientific fact. All right, this is not a basketball thing. This is not a muscle mass thing. This is just science. So if you see somebody who's fat If you see somebody who's fat, or let's say you see somebody who gained weight since the last time you saw them, good weight or bad weight, how many hours of sleep should you get? All right, here's an easy way to know how many hours of sleep you should get. Go to sleep and don't set an alarm clock and see how long you sleep. And just time how long you were sleeping. That's how much sleep you need. All right, scientists have said, if you need an alarm clock to wake up, you're not getting enough sleep. So sleep until you wake up. When you wake up, that's how much sleep you need. So if that's 6 hours, if it's 8 hours, if it's 10 hours, that's how much you need. So anyway, the thing with the weight, if you see somebody who gained weight, that means they're taking in more calories than they're burning. Plain and simple. If somebody loses weight, they're burning more calories than they're taking in. All right, that's all it is. So if you want to gain weight, you must consume more than you burn. And usually when I tell young athletes that, they're like, well, I do eat a lot. Well, no, you're not eating. A lot is relative, right? A lot means more than you're eating now. So if you're not gaining weight now, you're not eating enough. You need to eat more. Gotta pull over. Yeah. All right, I gotta pull over for a minute. So I'll take more questions. If y'all got more questions, I'll take more. Can you give me a banana bread slice? Thank you. What are my thoughts on anxiety or stress? Is it created by the brain or the environment? Oh, it's definitely created by the brain. It's self-generated. Can I do the jump manual all year or just 12? No, just 12 weeks. Listen, when you're doing the jump manual, do exactly what the program says. Don't do anything other than what the program says. All right, if you buy, listen, it's very simple. If you buy a training program that somebody else made, do exactly what the program says. Even if you think you know better, you don't know better. All right, that's why they made the program and you bought the program. Do exactly what the program says, nothing other than that. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't add in your little spin. Don't do more because you think that's going to get you more results. That's not how it works in training. In training, sometimes less is more. I'm sure you heard that before. Do you Google search if I don't know? No, ask somebody who knows. You can Google search too, but ask someone who knows. I got the jump manual done in 12 weeks and still can't dunk. Okay, well, how much did you gain? You did the whole program. What'd you gain from doing the program? Did you get anything out of it? You're carrying on the training. That doesn't mean you should do the program again immediately, though. If you read through the program, it tells you specifically don't do it again back to back. How do you parallel park? Well, if you want to know how to parallel park, all you got to do is grow up in a city like Philadelphia or New York or DC, where you have to parallel park all the time, and you'll just learn how to do it. I learned how to parallel park before I even had a driver's license, because you had to parallel park to get a license. They wouldn't give it to you if you couldn't parallel park. Have ever been drawn into peer pressure? Sure. I mean, peer pressure happens to adults as well as peers. Peers just means the people you hang around, don't mean kids. Peer pressure happens to adults all the time. So change up my workouts. Don't do the jump manual again back to back if you just did it. Don't do it back to back. It's not designed to be done that way. They didn't make you parallel park? Yeah, maybe a change. Peer pressure means when you're hanging around people who you know, like, trust, and respect, and they're doing something, then you start doing it just because they're doing it. That's what peer pressure means. It means feeling like you should do what the crowd is doing, basically. Follow the crowd. All humans follow the crowd sometimes. How can you avoid peer pressure? That's a bad question. You don't avoid peer pressure. You find something else that you want. You don't avoid the negative. You find the positive. All right. The wording of the question is very important. So you don't avoid being nervous. You find being relaxed and calm. You understand? Don't try to avoid negative things. You try to accentuate positive things. So never ask those type of questions like, how do I avoid not making the basketball team? Or how do I avoid getting the ball stolen from me in the game? That's a terrible question. Because when you ask that question, all you're telling your brain to focus on is get the ball stolen from me. Your brain doesn't understand negating. So you don't say don't get the ball stolen. All your brain understood from that was get the ball stolen. My teammates at my school don't work hard when it comes to basketball. How can I change that? You can't. All you could do is do what you need to do. Do your job. It's not your job to make them work hard. It's your job to work hard and set the example. You can't make anybody else do anything. You can't make somebody be motivated. You can't make somebody work hard. You can't make somebody want to be good. Either they want to or they don't, but it's not your responsibility. You got to do your job. As long as you're doing your job, there's nothing you can say you did wrong. How do you know how much calories you consume? That's a good question. You probably have to see a nutritionist. Actually, you can Google that and probably find an answer. I don't know because I don't count calories. Okay, so just show them how to work and they may follow. Exactly. You got it. All you can do is set the example. That's the only thing you can do. Set the example. If they follow, they follow. If they don't, they don't. But it's not your problem. If they don't follow, I mean, you can't control another human being. People ain't going to be shit but who they are. That's the bottom line of it in anything. And even if you're young right now, listen, when you get to be twice the age that you are now, you're going to see the exact same thing. Adults are the same way. People ain't going to be shit but who they are. Ain't nothing you can do about it. Now, you can waste a lot of energy trying to change them, but what you're going to find out is what I just told you. They ain't going to be shit but who they are. So don't waste time or energy trying to change people from being who they are. They're going to be who they are. If they change, it's because they chose to, not because you made them, not because you yelled at them, not because you gave them a motivational speech, not because you showed them a ET video. It's because they wanted to. If they don't want to, they're not changing. Is eating Chinese food every week to gain weight a bad idea? I don't know. Is it working? You saw my snap the other day about motivation? Yeah, that's very important. Because people think you get motivated. You don't get motivated. All right? Either you motivated or you're not. It just depends on what you're doing. If you're not motivated, then you're probably doing something that you don't have compelling goals at. So find the things you're compelled to do stuff for and do that. And stop doing the stuff you're not motivated to do. If you're not motivated to do a certain activity, you shouldn't be doing it. Now, you might say, well, I work there. Okay, well, find another job. Start a business. Don't waste life doing things that you don't like doing. All right, you only get one life. When I'm playing ball, my cardio is cool, but I did a 2-minute jog today and was out of energy. You need to jog more often. You should probably get conditioned. Conditioning, you got to do it all the time. If you jog for 2 minutes and you're tired, then tomorrow you need to jog for 2 minutes again, then jog for 4 minutes, then 8 minutes, then 16 minutes, then 32 minutes until you don't get tired. Then do the same thing, but do it faster. 2 miles, 2 miles, 2 minutes, same principle. It don't matter. Same thing. If you got tired after 2 miles, you probably need, I'll say a basketball player, at least start with, at least do 5 miles. It don't even matter how fast you go, but just have your body conditioned to run that much without getting tired. Then you can work speed into the equation after. Oh yeah, the conditioning hoop handbook is tough. If you do that all the time, you'll be in great shape for basketball. You can do that on the court by itself. Suicide, sprints, whatever combinations of stuff I got in there. There's a lot of stuff. But basketball is different sorts of cardio. Yeah, basketball I don't even consider to be cardio, honestly, because you stop and start. Cardio means constant. But cardio can help you for basketball. The cardio you do because your body is conditioned to continuously move and be using energy. That's what you're doing in basketball. So when you stop and start, it's actually a rest. So your cardio training should be harder than the basketball game. You understand? Like NFL and NBA could do vice versa cardio. I don't know. I never did no NFL workout. Well, I worked out on football fields a lot, but not because I was thinking that I'm doing a football player workout. I was just doing what I needed to do. Should I go up in weight weekly for squats, deadlift? Is that too much for the muscles? Again, that's a compound question that I can't answer just based off that information. That depends on a whole lot of factors. So just the fact that you're doing it and do more weights doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get any specific result just because you did it. That's the thing about weight. Is the thing about strength training is that it's not black and white like that. It's all based on many variables, based on the person, based on what they're doing, what they've been doing, what they're going for, what type of workouts they're doing, what their body is like, what their body can handle. Every human's body cannot handle the same things. Stability ball replacement, BOSU. I missed that last question, whoever said that. Somebody just posted a question, I didn't catch it. But this is Dre All Day. For those of y'all who don't know me, my name's Dre All Day. Come from Philly, live in South Florida. I think most of you know who I am, but if you don't, my name's Dre All Day. My website's called dreallday.com. Strength training is only a part of muscle function. Yeah, kind of, sort of. I mean, strength training is not a part of muscle function. Muscles function without strength training. I mean, your heart beating doesn't have anything to do with strength training. Roughly, what's the best drills for finishing at the rim? Everything I got on YouTube. Go to YouTube and look up my name, Dre Baldwin. are some low out-of-state tuition school in Florida. Man, how the hell would I know? I ain't in school. I spend 0% of my time thinking about the tuitions of schools. So I'm the wrong person to ask that question. And low is a relative term. So for you, low might be 30,000. For somebody else, low might be 3,000. I feel jumping more mental than physical. You're right, it is. I really want to play college ball. Any tips for you? Yes. Number 1, have some game. That's the most important tip. Number 2, go to college. And number 3, try out for the team. That's it. If you do those 3 things, there's nothing stopping you from playing college ball. Right there. Have game, number 1, because if you show up and you ain't got no game, it don't matter where you at. Number 2, go to a college, because you can't play college ball if you're not enrolled in college. And number 3, try out. What's my favorite one dribble move? Crossover in and out between the legs. I don't have a favorite move. My favorite move is whatever gets the job done in that moment in the game. Remember, the object of the game is not to do moves. The object is for the ball to go in the basket. So my favorite move is to not have to do a move. It's to just score. Actually, my favorite move is the ball going in the hoop. Yeah, my favorite move is watching the ball go in the hoop. This is better than the class. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Listen, the teachers teaching you in school they don't know the profession of basketball or the profession of entrepreneurship. They know the profession of being a teacher. Being a teacher is a full-time job. How they gonna teach you how to be an entrepreneur when they a teacher? That don't even make no sense. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you gotta learn from an entrepreneur. You want to be a basketball player, you gotta learn from a basketball player. Do I like Curry? Yeah, Curry's pretty damn good, yes. Matter of fact, get the Stephen Curry Hoop Handbook at hoophandbook.com. Anything you want to learn, you gotta learn it from somebody who's out there doing it, out in the trenches doing the work. You can't learn how to be blank from a teacher. If you want to be a teacher, you learn that from a teacher. Best YouTube vids. No, that's actually not true. My best YouTube vid has almost 1 million views. You ain't looking hard enough, son. Jordan or Curry? Jordan. You got to count the rings, baby. Jordan got 6 of them things. Curry got 1. Now, if Curry gets 6, then hey, we can talk. Jordan got 6 of them things. And he had the individual game. I know Bill Russell got more. Am I sponsored by Hoop Handbook, or is that my deal? I own hoophandbook.com. The whole entity belongs to me. All done by Work on Your Game Enterprises. Shout out to France. Like, one thing about being in the top 5% that one's beast. I don't get that. I don't understand what that question is. I don't understand that question there. But as I was saying, my business teacher is a tennis coach. It doesn't make any sense. So which one does he do full time? Does he teach full time or he coaches full time? You can have a part-time job. Look, you could be a teacher. You could teach part-time. Like, let's say I'm an entrepreneur and some school comes to me and says, Dre, we'll pay you X number of dollars to come teach a class once a week. Now, that would be a good class for you to take, because if I'm talking about things that I'm doing most of the time, that I'm doing full-time, then that'd be a great class for y'all to learn from, because you learn from somebody who's actually out there doing it. But if a teacher works full-time in the school and they trying to tell you how to be a lawyer, or no, law is not a good example because I don't even know law, but they trying to tell you how to be telling you how to be an entrepreneur, be a basketball player, or start your own startup. If they never did it, how are they going to tell you how to do it? So all I'm saying is vet your teachers. That's what I'm saying. Vet your teachers, because every school has different teachers. So I'm not talking about every teacher in the world, because that would be incorrect. That would be ignorant to say. How can I make my basketball my job later in life? Number 1, have game. That's most important. I'll say that's 99% of it is you got to have game. 99% of players who want to make basketball their job who don't, the reason is they don't have enough game. 99% of the problem. Now, there's 1% who is something else. Like, they didn't promote themselves enough. That's not a problem now with social media. I think there won't be a middle class in 20 years. That sound like a Grant Cardone question. I don't know. It's not something I think and talk about a lot. I'm not the most qualified to talk about it. You could probably hear from somebody else who talks about that more often than me. But again, like I'm saying with teachers, vet your educators. That's the word I want to use. Educators, because not just teachers. Because you could say I'm educating you right now. So vet me. The things that I'm talking about, make sure that I'm actually out there doing it. I ain't gonna sit here and talk about stuff that I don't do. All right, don't ask me questions about going to law school or taxes or fixing cars, because I don't know shit about none of that. I don't be doing it. But the stuff I know. I don't talk about nothing that I don't know. So what I'm telling y'all is vet your educators. So whoever you're going to take knowledge and information from, they trying to pass on some knowledge, make sure that they've been out in the trenches doing the thing they talking about. One of my classes is about personal development pretty much in high school. That's actually a good class to have. They didn't teach that when I was in high school. They should have. Hopefully they're telling you about reading books and listening to audio tapes and podcasts and going to seminars. That's very important. When I defend a defender's passes, should I get out my stance or stay in it? Who cares? It doesn't matter. Religion class, I'm sorry, Phil. Sorry for you. How they gonna give you a class on religion? That don't even make no sense. What kind of school you go to? I mean, now if you go to a school that's religious, then you chose it. I have entrepreneurship class in high school. Okay, who's teaching the class? That's the question. Who's teaching that class? Is that person an entrepreneur who works at the school part-time, or are they a full-time teacher trying to tell you how to be an entrepreneur, which makes no sense? I'm not into any religion. You are accurate. That's correct. I do not claim a religion. Even if that person used to be an entrepreneur and now they're a teacher, they don't know the world of entrepreneurship now. They teaching something that's outdated. No class that's basically personal development religion. Do I believe in God? I believe there's a higher being, and I'll say that much. But this is not going to become a religious discussion. The teacher doesn't have a business. She went to a business college. No, that's bullshit. They robbing you right now. They robbing you of your time, more importantly than your money. You are being robbed blind right now. If your teacher went to business school, but they ain't got no business, that's ridiculous. What's she gonna teach you about running the business? All she did was go to school. Guess who taught her? A teacher. She was sitting in the classroom listening to a teacher that didn't have a business, and now you sitting in the classroom listening to a teacher that doesn't have a business. So when you get out of there, you still don't know shit about business. You still know nothing. All you gonna know is how to get a job, because that's what they did. That's what your teacher has, a job. How somebody with a job gonna teach you how to run a business? Should I skip class in high school if it ain't helping me? No, I think you should go to class so you can get a degree. You can get your diploma, and then go to college and choose your classes wisely. In college, you got a little bit more choice. All right, so make sure you choose your classes wisely in college. But yes, finish high school. I'm not telling you not to finish high school. Finish high school. That's important. Get your diploma. All right, don't be walking around with no high school diploma. Then you ain't really gonna have no opportunities. You ain't got no high school diploma. That's crazy. Get that. Well, I live in Miami, but I'm from Philadelphia. I'm from Philadelphia, but I've been in Miami for almost 10 years. So I guess you could say I am. We about to wrap this up in a minute. My name's Dre Baldwin. For those that don't know me, make sure you follow me here on Periscope. Tell one of your friends about me. Hit me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. I gotta wrap this up. I can't take no more questions. I'm driving again. Hit me on Snapchat at Dre Baldwin. If you send me a video snap, I'm more likely to reply. I will reply to your question. If you send me a video snap, I'm more likely to reply than a text snap. But I do snap, so I talk about stuff like this on Snapchat all the time. Instagram, Dre Baldwin. Twitter is Dre All Day, and my website is dreallday.com. So I appreciate these questions. Y'all was actually asking some good questions, so I appreciate y'all for the questions y'all brought today. These are some of the best questions I got on Periscope in a minute. So whoever y'all are, y'all keep coming back and bring some thoughtful questions. Or if you ain't got no questions, it's cool. Pass this on. Tell somebody else about me so that they can come and get the knowledge, skills, information they need so they can do what they got to do. All right, everybody. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Work on your game. DreAllDay.com. Make sure you follow me on social media, Snapchat. You see it right there. The code's going to come up. Dre Baldwin. My Instagram is the same name, at Dre Baldwin. My Twitter and my Periscope, both at Dre All Day. Y'all know my website, dreallday.com. Any business inquiries, hit me via email, dre@dreallday.com, or you can just send me a snap. Work on your game. Dre All Day.